Hey guys, let's talk a little bit about the Arizona big game draw. Deadline for the Arizona draw is February 14th. So it's a great Valentine's date for you guys to jump on and with your wives and apply for your hunts. No guys, I'm just kidding, but really, we've got about 4 days until the Arizona draw. So if you've been thinking about putting in for Arizona, now's the time. Arizona reserves about 10% of their tags for non-residents. They do require that you purchase a hunting license before you apply, which is $160 for non-residents. So one big thing that Arizona did last year is they kind of changed everything up. So when I say that they reserve 10% for non-residents, that's up to 10%. So for every species except for sheep, they're going to go unit by unit, on a unit by unit basis, and select 10% of those tags. So if you have a unit that's got 100 tags, 10% of those, or up to 10%, are going to go to non-residents. So the other, well, whatever's left over is going to go to residents. And so the way that Arizona works is they kind of have like 3 passes, what they call it, or 3 drawings. So the first one is going to be what they call the bonus point pass, and that's 20% of all the tags are going to be allocated during the bonus pass. Now, one thing that they've changed in Arizona recently, I think it was last year, is that they used to be that all 10% of the non-resident tags could go in the bonus pass. Now they've changed that. So now only up to 5% can go during that first bonus pass. And so that really changes up the dynamic quite a bit, to where, you know, some of these high demand tags, all the tags were going in the bonus draw before, now they're not. And so it's good news for people who don't have max points. It's bad news for people who do, or who are really close to it because they were ready to draw, and now it might take them a little bit longer. So remember that, and then after the bonus pass goes through, then you're going to have second pass, which is where they look at first and second choices. You know, and that's just in the random draw. So just, you know, it's all random. 80% of the tags go to that. Once again, up to 5% of the tags can go to non-residents, but it's not a guarantee. Like a lot of states, you'll see that they say, okay, these tags are allocated for non-residents, like, and they'll have a certain number. In Arizona, it's not like that. It says up to. It can't exceed 10%. So if you go through, just kind of luck of the draw, and it doesn't reach 10% in that random draw, depending on, you know, sort of your proportions of residents to non-residents, you know, it might not even equal 10%. So that's one thing to remember. The other thing to remember is if there's only one tag, so say you've got a unit that has 10 tags available, or 14 or something like that, there's only going to be one non-resident tag issued for that. And they don't issue that in the bonus pass, in the first pass. That's going to go in the second pass. So what it means is it's random. So it doesn't matter if you're a max point holder, it's going to go random to whoever. So keep that in mind if you're a max point holder and want to draw, that you're not guaranteed that tag like you might be for some of the other ones where there's, you know, actually going to be a tag in that random draw. So think about that when you apply. And then the third pass, they go through and look at your third, fourth, and fifth choices. Let's talk a little bit about sheep tag allocation, because it is a little bit different. So with elk and deer and everything else, they're going to do 10% of tags per unit. With sheep, it's 10% up to 10% of tags statewide. But then they'll go into each unit and look at them, so they can't be more than 2 tags go to non-residents, and up to 50%. So, and if there's only 1 sheep tag available, it always goes to the residents. So keep that in mind when you're doing your applications. And that's, once again, it's not a guaranteed 10%, it's up to 10%. So it could be 8%, could be 9%, could be 10%, but it won't be 11%. Lots of over-the-counter opportunities in Arizona too. You know, they have a lot of of late hunts, like a late mule deer January hunt, that's great. There's nothing else going on. It's a rut hunt down there. It can be, it's challenging hunt. It's archery, desert hunt. So, deer densities aren't very high, but goose deer, there's some over-the-counter opportunities there. On their elk hunts, you'll have archery, rifle, a late rifle, that are pretty late. Those are obviously easier to draw than your earlier hunts. And, you can draw Arizona with, they've got a full range of, really hard to draw units and pretty easy to draw units. And you can hunt Arizona every few years with a draw tag if you're willing to kind of do your homework and look for units that have decent trophy potential. It's a great state, and they have a lot of good opportunities. New last year. So in Arizona, you can't. Well, in the past you couldn't return your tag. So like say you broke your leg or whatever, some states allow you to return your tag and get your points back. So Arizona didn't do that until last year, and they have a new system they call Point Guard that they've put in place, and that is so with Point Guard you pay a little bit extra. So I think it's $5 per application, so per species, and you can if something happens, you can turn that tag back in, which is kind of cool. It's insurance. There aren't any landowner tags in Arizona. There are some depredation tags sometimes, but they're non-transferable. But you can transfer your tags, like a parent or guardian can transfer a tag to a child between the ages of 10 and 17. So that's kind of, if you want to give up your hunt to your child, you can. So guys, just the biggest thing to remember when you're applying for Arizona is the deadline, February 14th. Remember that they've changed how that kind of works. With it's up to 10% of tags are available for non-residents, but it's not guaranteed. And so don't put in for a unit that only has one non-resident tag if you're a max point or a high point holder, because that tag is going to go in the random pass. So just remember bonus points. It's a bonus point system there. So the more points you have, the more times your name's in the hat on the random draw. So yeah. So guys, good luck in the draws this year. If you decide to do Arizona, it's a great state for lots of species, lots of varied terrain, and a great place to hunt. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and we'll be bringing you the next video soon.